Welcome to Angie Chats and Tarot. Welcome in. Aries, let's get to your message. Please bear with me. I'm in another locale this week. Remember, not everything's going to resonate, so take what does, leave the rest. And also, thank you to you for all your support. I really appreciate it. Here we go. Aries, what's the message for you today? Hope everyone's doing well. Let's get into this. Message for Aries. Okay, you've got the Three of Cups out here in the reverse. Something stirring up socially for you here. Maybe not in a great way. Devil. Okay, all right. Devil in the reverse. Toxicity here for social connections that you are liberating yourself from. What else do we have here? Aries. Ace of Wands. Yeah. I see you focusing in on yourself here. Yeah, something about some toxic relationships you are liberating yourself from. Liberation is key, I hear, for this read. Talking about being liberated. Let's see. Yeah, talking about being liberated and happy. I'm liking it. I'm liking it a lot. What else for Aries? Yeah. Sideways, we've got the Four of Cups. I think this group obviously in many ways wasn't giving you what you need, and certainly not support or like their focus wasn't on you. A lot of people here. This could be work related too. I think for a lot of you it's personal. Could be work related. Yeah, and you're focusing in on I need harmony. I need better. I deserve better. Yeah, shedding the shadows. That's what I feel like you're doing. Other people's shadows. If you were shadow bonding, shedding your shadow that was tied to them, stuff like that, energy like that. What else are we talking about here? Aries. Whoa, this is bold stuff, which I would expect from an Aries. Five of Cups. Yeah, I feel like there are regrets here. Spirit's saying, you know, the key right now for you is to not look back on why shouldn't I have seen this sooner or something like that, or why didn't I act sooner, or why did I put up with, it's more, why did I put up with this? It's more of an energy of move forward, take what's positive, keep moving forward. Don't look back. Don't figure out the whys, just don't look back. Something about music here too, I think brings you quite a bit of joy. Would be maybe a passion for you. Just, if that is the case, if you're resonating with this, Spirit's saying, yeah, follow that. Follow where that leads you. That has, for some of you, I'm hearing that has been very, not only profitable, but enjoyable for you in the past. Follow that again. Your happiness has resided there before in music. Follow that again. Connect with that again. Page of Cups. Yeah. Serendipitous energy. When you were doing, in particular, music, things just fell into place. Things just worked out. Yeah. Things were easier in that they seemed meant to be. It wasn't like struggling, you know, to swim upstream. That type of energy. Things just flowed for you. Five of Swords, yeah. No more competitiveness. Something about the music industry, you don't feel the competitive vibe that you feel here with this social group, whether that's personal or professional. But if you are questioning what's my next move professionally, I do feel like music is being thrown out here and a reminder that this is where your love resides. And it's some sort of environment that you enter there that isn't competitive for you. Either you're above the fray or, you know, it's just enjoyable. There isn't competition, something of that nature. Two of Swords out here. You may look back on this time as a milestone where you just decided, yeah, I'm moving forward with what I deserve. And it's a lot more. It's a lot better. Queen of Cups in the reverse. You may resonate with some emotional manipulations that were going on here, certainly with this social group that you hung with. I'm feeling a lot of self-absorbed energy here. You know, if you met up with people, it was their drama that you always talked about, but the conversation never got around to, how are you? What's going on with you? What's going on in your life? Yeah, that got old really fast. Page of Swords, just, you know, calling a spade here, and you did. I feel like your heart was not in these connections. Okay, but I do feel for most of you, your heart is in something regarding music related. What's the advice here? More advice here for our Aries, please. Strength in the reverse. Yeah. I feel like Spirit's saying, you know, it was really, they're saying don't look back, but I think it's evident to you more than anybody that it was a lack of self-confidence here why you stayed in with this particular group or these particular situations that weren't for your highest good and didn't have your highest good in mind. Hermit, and that's come about by just some enlightenment you needed here. And I feel like Spirit's also saying, you know, take that enlightenment that and harness it that you've gotten from this experience and harness it too for other aspects of your life. Where else are you settling? Where else are you not receiving what you deserve? And take a look at those. It's like this was the first step. Now you've done so well here, and consider expanding that so you can take on other aspects of your life. And be enlightened there too. Two of Pentacles. Yeah, and just know, take your time here, because this is a lot of work. This is deep shadow, deep stuff, very heavy. So just take your time with it, because I think maybe for some of you hearing, yeah, you know, this is the first step in you looking at your life as a whole. And kudos to you. A lot of you are saying, wow, that was a lot for me to get to this point. So, you know, the whole enchilada is really intimidating for me. Spirit says, start slow. Start slow. Know it's a process. Four of Wands here in the reverse fell on the floor. Know it's a process. Take your time. No pressure. But start looking. Start delving in those dark corners that you haven't looked at in a while. Start cleaning out the cobwebs. Four of Wands in the reverse. Yeah. You know, you really hope for a lot more with regards to this social aspect, whether it's personal, like I said, or a professional. You really hope for a lot more coming from these people, these connections that just never took place. A lot of disappointment. But I feel like Two of Cups, it's helped you to realize and focus in more on recognizing what is for you. And I do feel like you really want, you know, some solid, soulful connections here. Eight of Cups. But that only comes into play because you have walked away from old energy. Yeah. You know, you're replacing old energy with this new of what you know is for you. Beautiful. Any other messages for our Aries here? You're on the right path. And like I said, Spirit's saying, yeah, you did fantastic. Now also look at other aspects of your life in this same way with enlightenment. Ace of Swords, King of Cups in the reverse. This is a note to also learn from and take a look at, why do you think you were in certain situations like this? You know, where does the imbalance come with regards to your emotions? Something there where you can say, yeah, in this area I didn't handle it very well, or in this area I do feel an imbalance in my emotions. Or that's why I let these kinds of connections come in the first place. And really examine that. Really come to the heart of that, the truth of that, so that you can move on from this by really gaining great insight here as to why this happened in the first place. You know, the core of what this is within. Be very deep. It'll be very hard work. And again, don't let it overwhelm you. Just take it slow, but do the work. Let's look at an oracle here. Oh, yeah. This is a perfect one for you. I love that it's coming out. All the willows know your name. Whoa. And it's jumping around. There's a lot of energy backing this. It's just like bouncing out of my hands several times here. This is a message of you are seen. You are worthy. People do feel that way about you. They do see the true you, the real you. You're being seen by the spiritual realms. You're being seen by others. You are being seen. And I feel like that's important to mention to you because you feel the exact opposite, that you haven't been seen. This is a reminder. You're seen. You're also protected. You will grow with this enlightenment and others that come forward for you. This has just been the catalyst, the start of it, to look at self and to look at your situations and what you've allowed in. On the floor, we have the dragon's lair. This talks about dangerous territory. You're heading into dangerous territory. But I feel like that's not something to be afraid of. It's just the intimidation of looking at self very truthfully and going to the areas, like I said, that are dark with some cobwebs, but I don't sense it so much as being dangerous. Volatile areas. Know that you are always protected. We talked about that. And divinely directed. Yeah, and this message is about being divinely directed. Yes, kudos to you. You have solved the first equation, and now use that same momentum, same energy, same know-how, knowledge that you've gained to the next phase of your life. Where are you not being given your just due or treated properly? And the whys of that. Follow this step you did with this social group in other areas of your life. Things are out of alignment, yeah. You're about to enter dangerous territory. Yeah, I said that, but I don't feel it's dangerous so much as it's just complex. Tread carefully and be aware of your surroundings. The path you are on now is one that will challenge you, yeah, certainly, to the core. Yes, absolutely what we're talking about. That said, it's exciting and exhilarating alike. You'll be changed forever. Yeah. Terrific. Very bold, very big, Aries, just like you. Let's grab a charm and wrap up. Here we go. I've got the dragon here. That's interesting because we are talking about the dragon's lair. That's really cool. Big transformation with the dragon energy. I never know which way is up. Okay, yeah. Big transformation, dragon energy. Oh, yeah. And you also get the fairy. And the fairy is interesting for you too, because the fairy energy is very powerful, but also, fairies can be very tricky. And so this is asking yourself your whys and your motivations, and also leaning into that fairy team if you feel you have one. But yeah, fairy energy it can be trickster, bold, strong. It's asking you to ask yourself, what are your motivations? What are your whys? What are your whys? What have your whys been? What are they now? That's part of this unfolding for you. Big read here, Aries. You're capable of this. Absolutely. Very strong sign. Thank you for joining me. Let's remember who we are. Let's remember our self-worth. I always like to end with that. It's very important. And until next time, please do utilize the link below for Buy Me a Coffee and or like, share, subscribe, comment. It really helps the channel to grow. I'm also doing another segment that is all about share with me what you're going through or where you're needing advice. And we'll take a look at that because I think this will cross over in other areas for other people. We oftentimes go through similar things in life. And so let me know in the comments if you want to hear more on a particular subject or more advice on something that you're going through. We'll take a look at the cards and see what they have to say. Thanks for joining me.